Is the Mariners offense good? Let's talk about it. Colby, hit it.
You are Locked On Mariners, your daily Seattle Mariners podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Ahoy, sailors. It is Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. This is Titan Gonzalez and Colby Patnode for the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. This episode is brought to you by Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. Turn any TV into your Xbox, no console needed. Head to amazon.com/Fire TV, Locked On, to learn more. And as always, if you want to hear from me and Colby even more and help support the show, you can check out our Patreon. All you have to do to check that out is click the link in the description of this episode. So today, we're going to dive into the numbers on the Mariners offense and talk a little bit about their upcoming two-game set with the Angels. But let's talk about this offense. Is this Mariners offense, Colby, good? What? The numbers say so, at the very least. You dive into a lot of these categories and they are top 10, top 5 even, and some of them. They are 8th in runs scored. That's kind of the most important stat. They are 3rd in home runs. They are 7th in RBI. They are 3rd in stolen bases. They have the highest walk rate in baseball. They are 2nd in WRC plus. Batting average, still pretty low. They are 20th in batting average, 21st in batting average on balls put in play. But they are 4th in on-base percentage, and they are 6th in slugging percentage. They also are 7th in average exit velocity. They are 2nd in barrel rate, and they are 4th in hard hit rate. So when you hear those numbers, that sounds like a pretty, dare I say, good offense. Am I right?
It's kind of hard to say that they're not. Now, I think what's fair to say is, will they be for the rest of this year? Because the Mariners have not proven that they can put a sustainably good offense on the field for more than 4 or 5, 6 weeks at a time. And so until they do this consistently, it's a little tough to buy in the big picture. But have the Mariners offense been good, for the last month? Yes, they have. Objectively, statistically, basically any measure you want to use, except for batting average. And boy, it's weird that they're way up here in all these other categories and kind of down at the bottom in batting average. It's almost like that stat really doesn't matter that much. Who would have guessed? Except for everybody who's ever read any book ever. But it's one of those things where, like, look, the offense right now, you're scoring a lot of runs. They're hitting homers. They're drawing walks. They're stealing bases. They're doing everything you want them to do. Can they keep doing that for an entire year? And they might have to with the way the injuries are racking up on the pitching side of things. But look, this is a streaky offense because Randy Arozarena is a streaky hitter. Cal Raleigh's a streaky hitter. Julio Rodriguez is a streaky hitter. And those are your 3 best guys. So, at some point, those guys aren't going to perform. Now, to be fair, at some point this year, they already haven't performed. Randy went through a dry spell. Cal was terrible the first couple of weeks. Julio has been up and down all month. So to be fair, they have sustained some kind of offense, but also, is JP Crawford going to put up a 150 WRC plus all year? Is Jorge Polanco going to put up a 230 or whatever it is? No, probably not. Polanco, definitely not. JP, I mean, he's kind of done a 136 before, so maybe, but probably not. So at some point, this offense is going to, come back down to earth a little bit, but can they still be functional? Can they not be the worst offense in baseball for 3 or 4 months, which they were last year, which they were the year before that? That's kind of the question here. And I don't know the answer to that, but I do think that they're more well equipped to score runs in a multitude of ways, because even when they're struggling, Cal Raleigh will still hit some home runs. They still have guys who can steal bases. Yeah. Right. And so even when they're struggling, they will still take their walks. Like Randy Arozarena is going to take walks. JP Crawford is going to take walks. So they have different ways to beat you. And right now it's mostly just been, drawing the walks and hitting the homer. But what's also weird is that the Mariners have 1 3-run homer all year. Like, it's not like they're just walk homer. Like, no, they're hitting a lot of solo home runs. but they're drawing a lot of walks. They're getting a lot of traffic. They're being very aggressive on the bases, sometimes to their detriment. Game in Toronto says hello.
They have
But
2 3-run home runs now. JP in Boston, Jorge on Friday.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we're starting to see that. But I think it's fair to be like, is this offense going to be good for the rest of the year? That's fair. What isn't up for debate is that the offense has been good. I mean, statistically great for the month of April. So one of those things is a fair question. The other one is you're just denying reality, and that is that the Mariners have one of the 5-6 best offenses in Major League Baseball through April 29th, and that is not something that I think anybody in this sphere would have ever predicted was going to happen. But now, again, the hard part and the most important part, can they sustain a quality offense for 6 months?
Right. At the very least, this feels more earned. Like the success that we've seen so far from the team overall feels more earned, because last year at their highest point, it felt like they were just getting by on otherworldly pitching, and that was it. Like the offense was so bad, and basically every offseason acquisition not named Luke Raley had cratered. This just feels more sustainable, more earned, like I said. And you're getting contributions throughout your entire roster. I mean, of the 13 position players currently on the roster, only 3 of them have a WRC plus below 100, and one of them is at 99, right? And 100 is obviously league average for those that don't know. But yeah, Rowdy Tellez is at 99. Miles Mastrobuoni is at 89. Donovan Solano, yeah. But everyone else, so Jorge Polanco, 233. Leo Rivas, who continues to put up some really good and really annoying plate appearances, has a 166 WRC plus. Dylan Moore, 164. Cal Raleigh, 158. JP Crawford, 145. Ben Williamson, 135. Randy Arozarena, 129. Mitch Garver is up to 113 even. Luke Raley, 110. Julio right now by WRC plus is the 4th worst hitter on this team, 102. And you could take that a couple of ways, right? You could take that as a positive that, Julio's not even hitting yet and the offense still looks the way that it has. Or, you could go, well, here we go again. Julio's not the guy that we all want him to be at the start of the year. But this start to the year has been fine. It's more in line with 2023, where he was fine. He is hitting for more power than he did last year, which is huge. Like last year, it just felt like anytime that he was finding grass, it was for singles, and that was it. And the only time that he was ever getting hits, it was just for the most minimal production possible. This year, like, he's come through in some big moments. He had the game tying double against the Astros. He had the big home run against the A's in the series finale, in the opening series of the year. He had the 2-run knock against the Marlins on Sunday, which was nice. Not trying to do too much, stayed up the middle. It was nice to see. Like, I think we're seeing some real positive signs out of Julio to start the year, and eventually we know that he's going to break out, and hopefully that just coincides with whenever this offense does start to regress, when guys like Leo Rivas and Ben Williamson start to regress, if they do, which I assume is going to happen. So, and at that point, hopefully it's just kind of like this natural back and forth of like, your stars are going to carry when they need to, and then when they're not able to, you're going to get contributions out of the Ben Williamsons and the Leo Rivases of the world.
Yeah. They're not a lot of wasted at bats. Like, the team is, even when they're striking out, right? It's not 3 pitches, you're out. It's 7-8 pitch at bats that end up being strikeouts. And those add up, those still pile up. So even though you lost that matchup, you've done your team a tremendous service by making the pitcher work to get you out. And so, yeah, look, this team still has an occasional game where they'll strike out 14, 15 times. And those suck. Don't get me wrong. But they also have a lot of games where they're striking out 6, 7, 8 times total throughout the entire game. And they're doing it against like really good pitchers. Max Meyer was the latest one, who's having a really good year. Tons of strikeouts. He had 5 strikeouts in 4 innings. That's nothing. So Yeah, the Mariners, they're battling, they're grinding. The quality of the at bats are a lot better, and that does lead some hope to the idea that, like, look, even though they might not finish the year eighth in runs scored or second in WRC plus, can they be a functional offense for a majority of the season? That's really what it is, because for the last couple of years, the Mariners' final offensive ranks have been fine, but they've just been carried by these outrageous, like 6-7 week stretches where they are one of the best offenses in baseball. And, for the other 4.5 months, they're bad to mediocre. Can you just be good, average to good for 6 months? And if you can do that, then you really like your shot, kind of not regardless of the pitching. The pitching still has to be solid, but you like your chances to do that because eventually your pitching will get better, assuming he gets healthier. And then you don't need your offense to score 6, 7, 8 runs a night to feel like you're going to win. So we'll see if they can keep it up. But yeah, so far, I mean, you really, there's nothing to nitpick the Mariners about. They are, the offense is kind of a wagon right now. And
Right.
again, how long that lasts, I don't know, but it's fun right now. So let's ride through it. And then we'll see if the pitching can catch up.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about what has been the key to the Mariners' offensive success in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is brought to you by wonderful Pistachios. Looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. Personally, I love the no shells variety. It's the perfect grab and go snack for busy days. Whether I'm snacking at my desk or on a road trip or just need a quick protein boost, they're always my go-to. And if you love cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell options are a classic favorite. Get snackin' and get crackin' with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast. If you missed it yesterday, we made an announcement that Locked On Mariners is expanding. We are adding a new show to our slate here that's going to be released both on the YouTube channel and on all podcast platforms where you get our show. It's called the Mariners Postcast, and it will be hosted by Anders Hurst and Chris Crawford, and that is supposed to start next Monday. We might have Anders and Chris on the show here in the next few days to have them just tell you guys a little bit about what that's going to be like. So yeah, looking forward to them getting that started, and hope you guys welcome them with open arms, or just tell them how much you miss us. That's cool too.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. We'll still do post-game shows on day games and whatnot, but
Yeah,
our focus is more big picture. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure we have them on later this week. They'll explain how they're going to run their show, but this is still our show and our channel.
that's right. That's right.
You will respect our house rules. But yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to talking to Anders and Chris and introducing them to you guys. I'm sure you guys are at least familiar with Chris. Probably some of you, if you listen to KJR, you're familiar with Anders as well. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get back into the Mariners offense. This offense, Colby, and you alluded to this a little bit already. This offense is annoying as hell to face as an opposing pitcher. Again, like guys like Leo Rivas are just working incredibly annoying long at bats. Cal Raleigh worked like 3 10-pitch at bats on the weekend. Like, they are fouling pitches off. They are not giving in to most pitchers. And the most impressive thing here too is that they're doing it against some of the best pitchers in the game right now. Like, Max Meyer was one of the hottest pitchers in baseball heading into Sunday. They did it against Garrett Crochet. They were able to get, a couple of runs off of Tarek Skubal in that win. Like, they are doing it against some of the best, while also, more often than not, actually handling their business against the guys that they need to.
Yeah, it's nice to see them not get shut out often by the Spencer Spaghettis and whatnot of the world.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, yeah, they're facing this kind of 4A guy. Like, oh, well, they're probably going to get 7 shutout innings against them. It's like, no, the Mariners will find a way to get at least 3 or 4 off of these guys, and it really always seems to come down is, do they get the big hit? Like you think of Sean Newcomb in Boston, where he had the bases loaded, nobody out, and whoops, you get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
Now he still won that game, and the Mariners offense still showed up. But yeah, it's often more often than not they actually are getting that hit right now, and like you said, they are handling their business when they have to, so that they don't necessarily need to win these big games against these other teams' aces. But they actually have. They beat Crochet, they beat Scooble, they beat Max Meyer. So yeah, again, look, at some point it's going to happen. Like maybe it'll happen tonight. Some scrub is going to come up and throw 7 shutout innings against Seattle. It happens, right? Even to good offenses, sometimes the pitcher just has really good stuff. Sometimes you get unlucky, like blah, blah, blah. It happens. But yeah, for the most part, this team, when they faced a bad pitcher, they've done what they needed to do against him. And when they faced a good pitcher, they found a way to kind of get him out of the game as early as possible. They knocked Verlander out after 2 2/3, 3 2/3, whatever it was. They got Scooble out after 6. They got Crochet after 5. They got Meyer out after 4. Like, they're battling these aces, quote unquote, and they're punishing these mediocre pitchers for the most. Again, there's always the Casey Mize and like those type of things are still going to
like Cal Quantrill took him a while to get to him.
Those things are going to happen still because again the offense is streaky, and also just that's baseball sometimes. Like that's just how it works.
But on the flip side, then the next day they face Connor Gillespie and smoke him. Right. And it kind of feels like with the way that this offense is going that, when they do have those hiccups, you more kind of just attribute it to that's baseball rather than this offense is inept, which is what it's felt like the last couple of years.
Because they really haven't strung like 2 or 3 of those type of games together in a row yet this year.
Yeah.
Like at least not since the first homestand. The last 3 weeks or so, it's been like, yeah, look, we got destroyed by what's his name, the Blue Jays guy that they called up after we dropped 6 on Easton Lucas.
Oh yeah.
But the next day, against so-and-so, we put up 7, like, okay, fine. They haven't been like 6 innings, 1 run against 2 AAA call-ups. Like they haven't done that 2 times in a series yet this year. So will that happen at some point? I'm sure it will, because again, baseball, and we'll all be frustrated and we'll all be upset. But so far they haven't done it, and that's why I think we're like not okay with it, but like we're like, okay, yeah, like right now we're still in the that's baseball mode because they aren't stacking together these 1, 2, 3 run efforts. It's we only got 1 yesterday or whatever, but we got 7 today. And
I guess what you're saying is like they've kind of earned the benefit of the doubt for the time being.
Sure, for now. I mean, it's very temporary because like the first time this happens, right? Then it's probably going to, because again, those scars run deep for how think of all the terrible offense we have watched for the last decade, pretty much. Yeah. It's going to take time to kind of be like, no, the Mariners are a good offensive team, period, without any qualifiers, nothing. The Mariners have been a good offensive team right now. Are they going to be a good offense? I think it's fair to say, I don't know, and we'll see. But they have been, absolutely. And right now you probably feel pretty darn good about where the offense is at. So until the first time they kind of get locked down by a couple of mediocre pitchers, then I think you have reason to be like, sometimes baseball, and they'll probably score 6-7 runs tomorrow.
Yeah. The Mariners are now up to 16th, so middle of the pack. WRC plus with runners in scoring position. They're now a slightly above league average hitting team in that regard, 101 WRC plus. They are 27th still in batting average though with runners in scoring position. They are, let's see here, where are they? Why can I not see Seattle? They are 14th in on base percentage, and then they are 25th in slugging. So that needs to go up with runners in scoring position. They need to do more damage, but they are making some strides in that area. They are converting more with runners in scoring position than they were at the start of the year. I mean, it would be hard for them to convert less than they were to start the year. And the BABIP is still pretty low with runners in scoring position as well, 24th. So getting a little unlucky as well.
What's the K percentage at?
K percentage is, where are they? They are running the 6th highest K percentage with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, so there's still a little bit of work to do, but again, when you're scoring 5, 6, 7 runs a night,
yeah,
on the regular, you run the risk of nitpicking a little bit here, and again, that's not necessarily bad, but like, look, there are reasons to believe that this isn't sustainable whatsoever, but there are also numbers that suggest this could get better. This could get this could be real. It could normalize because while this might go down, these numbers could go up, and there's still room for it to grow there. So yeah, the offense, again, two things are very true right now. The offense has been great for the last month or so. Objectively, they're one of the best offenses in baseball. It's also fair to be like, we'll see what they do the rest of the year. I'm not ready to quite buy it 100% that this is a top 10 unit in all of baseball. But they've been pretty close on just 6-7 weeks of sample. So I'm just hoping that when they do kind of go through a lull, they get pushed down to like 18th, not 30th, with a huge gap between them and 29, like we saw for most of the last, decade. So yeah, I think as long as the floor remains close to middle of the pack, then you're going to be just fine.
So the Angels are coming to town for a quick 2-game set starting tonight. The Mariners will look to keep their series win streak alive. We'll talk about if they can do it in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are here, and FanDuel has given new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. I love how FanDuel makes betting so easy, whether it's picking my favorite team or diving into player props. From three-pointers to steals to assists, FanDuel has so many ways to bet your favorite player props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. Don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. You're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast. So the Angels are coming to town for 2 starting tonight. Mariners looking to extend their series win streak to 7, but if they're going to do that, they cannot start out the series the way they have started out 5 of the last 6 series. They have to win game 1, right? Or at the very least, they are splitting the series. So that win streak dies, depending on what happens tonight. So tonight, it's going to be Jack Kohanowitz against Bryce Miller. That is the favorable pitching matchup of the two for the Mariners. Because tomorrow, which is a day game, and we're going to be doing a post-game show. We'll catch you guys after the game. Tomorrow, it is former Mariner Tyler Anderson against Emerson Hancock, who has obviously pitched well his last 2 times out. But Tyler Anderson is having a really nice start to the year. That is a clear advantage for the Angels.
Yeah, Mariners fixed Tyler Anderson. You're welcome. But just saying, look at his career before Seattle. Look at his career after. Just saying.
Yeah.
Pretty clear. Angels coming to town. You know how we feel about the Donald Angels. But they're annoying. They always find a way to just be a constant pain in the side of the Mariners, despite not being that good. Mike Trout coming to T-Mobile Park, terrifying, even though Mike Trout has not been particularly good this year.
He's hitting a lot of home runs.
He is, but he's also hitting like $160. So, either way, he's going to terrorize T-Mobile. He always does. He's that guy. By the way, you know how committed the Angels are to keeping Mike Trout healthy? The other day, they had Jorge Soler play center field.
What?
Yeah, Mike Trout was playing right, and they still went with Jorge Soler in center.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That is
obviously
quite the choice.
Yeah, obviously, was it Kieran Paris?
Kyron, I think.
Kyron. But he got off to an incredible start. I don't know if he's sustained it. I'm going to say probably not, but
he's down. He's down to a 231, 315, 508 slash line.
Sure. Joe Adele, also terrifying. Just because only against the Mariners. Only
Only
against
against
the
the
Mariners.
Mariners. Yeah.
But yeah, so Adele, Trout, those guys are always going to terrify you a little bit here. It's nice that Cole Calhoun finally retired and they just replaced him with Mariner killer Joe Adele.
Yeah.
But yeah, bullpen should be in great shape for Seattle. You hope the 2 extra days rest for Bryce Miller helps him get through the start in pretty good shape. And then you kind of see, but yeah, you probably want to win this one. But hey, you know what? We said that about the last 4 series, and they didn't win the game they were supposed to, but they won the next 2. So who knows? But yeah, the Angels, well, they're not very good. It's early in the season, and they're still dangerous. They still have a lot of power in that lineup. And we'll see. We'll see how Bryce, kind of a hampered Bryce, how he handles this lineup. And Mike Trout, always dangerous at T-Mobile Park. Joe Adele, always dangerous just against the Mariners in general. But hey, you know what? Willie Calhoun isn't on the team this year, so bullet dodge there, I guess. For now.
Tim Anderson is on this team though. Former Mariner killer.
Yeah, somehow I'm not too worried about Tim Anderson. I'm sure he'll hit like a double tonight or something.
Yeah. Cut to Tim Anderson going like 4 for 5.
I guess, but I mean, come on, Tim Anderson is cooked. Yeah. Like it is.
There are a lot of names on this roster.
Yeah, Tim Anderson, Jorge Soler,
Travis d'Arnaud, JD Davis. Yeah.
Neto's a good player, so he's back with them. Logan O'Hoppy's a good player. Like again, while I have no respect for the organization, they got some guys. Like, offensively, they got some guys. So we'll see what happens. I love beating them, but I kind of hate playing them because it's just like, oh, what kind of tomfoolery, which is the nicest word I can use on the show, is going to go down. That's going to cause the Mariners to blow an 8th inning lead against these guys. So
yeah,
we'll see. I know I'm hoping I get good use out of my meme for this mini series, but last year the Mariners just could not beat these guys for whatever reason, and they're not the healthiest they've been facing them right now either. So we'll see what they do. But yeah, if you split the series, like fine, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But just keep on playing some good ball and take your chances, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, find a way to split, get out of here, enjoy your off day on the road, and then you get I believe 3 in Texas this weekend against the Rangers, and try and win that series.
Yeah. Gonna have to keep an eye on Bryce Miller tonight.
Yep.
What's he looking like? What are the spin rates looking like on his fastball? What's the velo looking like on his fastball?
Yep.
All that. They need him with the injury of to Gilbert. Kirby's still not back. They need Miller to be healthy and to step up. So hopefully today is a step in the right direction. He got an extra 2 days off.
Yep.
Because of the Evans start on Sunday. So hopefully he is well rested, feeling better in that arm.
Yeah. It's hard to ask Brian Wu to step up more than he already has. And, it's hard to, I just don't know if Emerson and Evans are capable of stepping up more than what they are doing right now. So yeah, it really does. You really need Bryce and you need Luis to really step their games up a little bit here. And Luis did that on Saturday night. So hopefully Bryce follows suit. But yeah, you need the veterans in this rotation to take a step up at least for the next month or so, because that's the best case scenario for both George and Logan. So and again, asking Wu to do more than he's done so far this year, I mean that'd be tough. And then just asking Logan Evans and Emerson Hancock to replace Kirby and Gilbert, it's a fool's errand. They just have to try to be solid and give you a shot to win. So it really does come down to Luis and Bryce, and hopefully today is the day Bryce starts to turn this thing around a little bit, and hopefully he's feeling better too. Because if they lose Bryce, they're already stretched thin. So I don't know how they survive if Bryce can't get over this hump here pretty quick.
All right, that is going to do it for our show. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Locked On Mariners podcast. For Colby Patnode, I'm Titan Gonzalez. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at LO_Mariners. You can follow me at Titan Gonzalez. Colby at CPAT11, that's CPAT11. We're also on Blue Sky. You can follow me at TDG, Colby at MLB Colby, and the show at Locked On Mariners. You can also find us on Instagram at Locked On Mariners. Have yourself a beautiful baseball day, and we'll see you after the game tomorrow. Peace.